Hey everybody, welcome back to Floyd's Records. I'm your host, Floyd Sampson, and today we're going to be reviewing Baio's third album, Dead Hand Control. So this is his third album, so those of you guys who may not know, Chris Baio is the bassist of Vampire Weekend, one of my favorite bands. They released an album in 2019 called Father of the Bride that I kind of ripped to pieces back in the day when I was doing RAM radio for Angelo State University. I'll do a review on it someday on this YouTube channel, but for right now we're going to be focusing on this album. Okay, so first off, I'm going to go ahead and give the review because I don't like waiting till the very end to give a review because it's or a rating because it's kind of lame. I might change that later, but it's going to be 5 stars for right now. So it's a 5-star album. And right now, it is the album of the year. And I'll show you guys one more time if you want to look at it. 5-star album. My brother actually just bought this for me on vinyl a few days ago for my birthday. My birthday is April 10th. And he got it for me. I already had it on CD, of course. Anyway. 5-star album. Now, Baio is kind of a, I guess, electric or electronic dance pop, if you will, kind of a almost EDM sounding sometimes. I don't know exactly how to classify the genre. It's like indie alternative, dancey electronic music. This one is 80s all over the place. It's almost like it's very When in Rome-ish to me, especially because of Baio's voice. It's deep, and not a whole lot of people do deep anymore. A lot of this stuff has high voices, and everything is high, and so it's kind of nice to hear a deep voice for a change. And I have not heard his second album. The first one, The Names, that came out I think in 2015, is also very good. I'd probably give that 4 out of 5 stars. But for this one, this is definitely a 5-star album. Now I'm gonna go track by track on this thing. We're gonna talk about it, and just rather quickly. I'm not gonna go too far into it because it's really a waste of time. Not really a waste of time, but whoever's watching this probably doesn't want to watch 10 minutes of it. I'll leave that for the needle drop. So, starting off with the album, you have Dead Hand Control, track 1, which is kind of it's probably the most experimental, I would say, on this. It kind of has this unique breakdown that gets kind of tribal, African-y type. I don't even know what you call it. It has a world vibe to it. Very catchy, and it starts the album off very nicely, transitions straight into Endlessly, track 2, that so far is my favorite song of the year. And I'm kind of an all-genre guy when it comes to music. I love folk, I love metal, I love folk metal, I love rock. I pretty much listen to anything that's not rap or country. Sue me, I don't like those two genres that much. But this year, 2021, this song, Endlessly, is my favorite song so far. Probably the best. Again, it's got that When in Rome 80s vibe to it. The music video is just great. It's one of the best music videos I've seen in a long time. You gotta watch it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And quick side note, I know this album is way overdue because this thing came out like in February, I think. So I don't remember the specific release date, but I bought it as soon as I could, and I have listened to it repeatedly over and over and over again. It's great. Endlessly, a fantastic track. It's the best song off the album. Followed by What Do You Say When I'm Not There? Again, another 80s. This whole album is very 80s-ish, and I love 80s music. I'm a big fan of Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark and Aha and those guys. And there's, of course, a lot of synth pop and new wave and those types of bands, and you definitely get a new wave vibe on this record, and there's several synth poppy songs. What Do You Say When I'm Not There is extremely catchy, just about as catchy as Endlessly. Not quite as, but just about. Good song. And then we move on to Dead Hand, the one of the first long songs. See, this is why I need to start doing cuts so I don't stutter so much. But then you get too many cuts in an album or in an album review, and it sounds like you're a robot. It sounds fake. It's like after every single sentence, there's a cut, and you're thinking, is this person even human anymore? So I'm probably never gonna do cuts. I don't have that much time, and I'm not a good editor. Anyway, so the song Dead Hand, and again, I say again, back to the name of the album, Dead Hand Control. So from what I gather, it's like about Dead Hand is some kind of a name of like a nuclear warhead or something like that. Sorry if I don't know exactly what he's talking about. And then Dead Hand Control is a reference to basically somebody having too much power beyond the grave. You know, I pass away, but I have all these detailed instructions written in my will for what people need to do with my money and my assets and that sort of thing. Cool name for an album. It's an interesting idea. So the song Dead Hand is one of the first long songs in the album. I think it's well over 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes. Just awesome, dancey, almost a progressive. It's like a progressive dance synth pop song. It's like progressive dance music, maybe. Anyway, wonderful. And then we go on to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Track 5, Take It From Me. It's another sweet song. A lot of his lyrics are very sweet, and I love his lyricism because it's very genuine, and I think it's very relatable. He's singing stuff like, you know, like for instance in Endless Me, you know, he says if you basically if you ever need a home, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but if you ever need a home, live with me, and if you think he's not the one, then he's not me. And anyway, a lot of good lyrics are all over the album like this. And then the next track, track 6, is called Cast Noir, which I think is French for like I think it's French for slush fund, which he references on he says, I want to be your black box. I want to be your whatever slush fund. And I looked that up because I didn't know what that meant. You know, maybe I'm the first person who doesn't know what that means. So I looked it up. I was like, what is a slush fund? And apparently it's basically money. If you're, for instance, if you're a greedy, scummy politician and you have money set to the side for probably inappropriate or immoral means, that's called a slush fund. At least that's what I gather. If I'm completely wrong and you're a genius, then put in the comment about how wrong I am. Put in the comment section about that. Great song, another long one. It's over 7 minutes. And again, I just love how these songs just kind of they're like jams, you know, just keep going on forever. And I think he's mentioned in interviews before that he's a fan of Can, and I have one of their albums called Future Days, and I can definitely see what he's talking about. There's not really much progressive jazz in here, but there's definitely that progressive. He just gets a groove and he just keeps going. Going on to Never, 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 another real short, dancey, poppy, whatever. And I'm getting up to the 8:30 minute mark. Looks I'm gonna get to the 10 minute mark, even though I said I wasn't going to. And then again, it's a great song. It's quick. It's to the point. There's not much to talk about besides just how cool it is. The last track is called OMW, which stands for On My Way, I believe, because that's what he's saying. This song was actually written with Ezra Koenig from Vampire Weekend. I think he wrote the lyrics to the song, and Chris Baio wrote the rest of it. But a beautiful way to end the album. My friend David likened this whole album to be almost dreamlike. The production is very dreamlike, and I have to agree with him on that. It is very dreamy. It sounds very pretty. It kind of takes you to another place. That's pretty much all I have to say about this thing. It's 8 tracks. It's beautiful. Right now, it's my favorite album of the year. Check it out. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. If you want me to review something else, put it in the comments. If you like this video, like it. If you dislike it, give me a dislike. I don't really care. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Floyd with Floyd's Records. You have a good one.